All right, hopefully we haven't scared you off yet with all of the division that we've been doing. Today we're going to start looking at some two-digit divisors. So we are getting into some bigger numbers. Oh, nope, not two-digit divisors.
Three-digit dividends.
Three-digit dividends.
And 4. It's not bad, though.
You can
promise.
handle it. Like
it's the same process.
Yeah,
Dad,
same thing.
Mom, sister, brother.
Can we talk about Mrs. Roy's shirt for a second? Because I think it's so funny.
I love my hubby.
So her husband. So apparently when we did the whole compatible thing, she really decided she loved her husband.
And I went and bought a shirt just because of it.
Yes, just after that lesson. This is hilarious. Okay, so back to division, which is just as fun. All right, we're going to start by looking at a problem. We're going to look at it with the long division, and also we're going to look at it with the horizontal writing. So you want to talk, why did you write it like this, Mrs. Roy?
Well, when we write it like this, we've got this question mark over here.
Yeah.
This question mark represents an unknown.
Oh.
That makes sense. Question, I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
It's unknown. So an unknown symbol over here is just a missing value in a number sentence or equation. So we're going to actually work to figure that out. And that's going to become, what is the answer to a division problem?
Ooh, the answer to a division problem, the result of a division problem is called the quotient.
You've done your vocab cards.
Uh-huh, I have. I've been practicing.
3 times each?
3 times each, of course, Mrs. Roy.
You
Maybe
probably did
5 for
five.
you.
Anyways, so this guy right here is going to become my quotient. He's going to go right up here, and he is going to be the result of my division problem. So that's 2 vocab words for you. And so let's just start with some basic division. We've done this before. You've not seen a 3-digit dividend, but I promise you the pattern, the process, it's all the same. So if you've gotten it before the way we've been doing it, you're going to be just golden. Dad, mom, sister, brother. I'm going to put it up there just to help me. So 4, I'm going to look at my first digit. 4 is going to go into 8 2 times perfectly. 4 times 2, multiplication over here. 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract, 8 minus 8 is 0. And then I'm going to bring down my 5, and I'm going to start all over. 4 goes into 5 now, 1 time. 4 times 1 is 4. 5 minus 4, so for the subtraction over here, is 1. And I'm going to bring down. Before, you didn't have anything left to bring down, so the 1 would have been a remainder. But you have to remember, you've got to bring down as many digits or place values that you have over here, you have to bring them down. Now we're going to start all over one more time for the whole process. Dad, mom, sister, brother. 4 goes into 12 3 times. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. And let's check, do I have one number above each place value in my dividend? I do.
Woohoo!
And I'm at 0, so I have no remainder. And I think it looks pretty good.
Yep, the only thing I sometimes tell my kids, if it gets really big like this, I always circle my answer.
Oh, that's good.
Or rewrite it on the line. So just make sure we can really see your answer really clearly.
And here's another thing you could do to check yourself.
Ooh, good idea.
You know that the inverse of division is multiplication, so we could start up here with our quotient. We could multiply it by our divisor, and we should get back to 852. So I'm going to do a really quick check. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 1 plus 1 is 5. 4 times 2 is 8.
Ooh, look at you go.
Woo, 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 woo.
That's a great step to check. So if you're not sure if you got them right and you maybe don't want to have to redo or do some independent practice, ooh, we could check.
That's good. No
All
one's saying
right.
you can't, that's for sure.
Let's do another one. So 135 divided by 3. Now this one we're looking at placing that first number. So we kind of looked at this in the last one. We want to figure out, all right, so where exactly here? We don't just want to be sloppy and be like, blah, blah, numbers all up here. Or have
Place
them all
value.
over.
Place value, Miss Rutledge.
Place value, yes. So 3 can go into 1. Well, can 3 go into 1? If I have 3, can I break it apart? No, not quite.
If I have one, like, animal cookie, can I have 3 groups? Does that make sense?
I mean, I could break it into that, but that would be really hard.
It's a fraction.
So, okay, so I can't just say, no, and then go 3 into 13 and do that 4 times. Because that is telling me, if I was checking your work, or if a friend was checking your work, they're going to say, well, 3 can go into 1 4 times? And that's totally wrong. So you've got to make sure you place that first digit in the right spot. So, like we've talked about, Mrs. Roy does the invisible number here, and I always just do a regular 0, but it's important to put something there, either invisible 0 or 0, so you can hold that place. Because place value is super important. The place value is the value given to any spot. So you have to make sure to do that correctly. So now I go ahead and say, okay, 0 times. So 3 goes into 13, well, 4, because that's 12. And I subtract and get 1. Got to bring down that 5. 3 can go into 15. Ooh, exactly perfect 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. And then I subtract and get 0. So I'm all done, and my answer is 45, but you've got that 0 up front to hold that first place value.
And can I show you what this would have looked like if you would have forgotten to place that? You would have put the 4 here and the 5 there. And then, since you're telling me the 4 is above the 1 that's in the hundreds place,
Yep.
that would be 400.
Yep.
And so
You would have put a 0.
that's totally
Oh,
different.
my word.
I would rather have on my paycheck $450.
Yeah,
I mean,
than 45.
I would love for Carl Junction schools to mess up on place value and pay me more money.
Yeah.
But they're going to get in trouble. So you don't want to be the one that messes up on place value and causes a huge catastrophe.
Right.
So make sure you get that place value. Okay, let's take a look at another one. This time we're going to be looking at quotients with zeros. So we're going to look at a 4-digit dividend, 5,231.
Woohoo! Go, Mrs. Roy!
Thank you. You are my biggest fan right now.
Woo, woo,
Divided by
woo.
4. So same process. Dad, mom, sister, brother. Let's see how many times will 4 go into my first number. 4 goes into 5, only 1 time. 4 times 1 is 4. Subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. Bring down. Nothing new, right? We've been doing this.
Yep.
4 goes into 12 3 times.
It just looks scarier because it's a bigger number.
Yeah. 4 times 3 is perfectly 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. Done!
No.
13.
No, there's more numbers, Mrs. Roy. You have to keep bringing these down.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I bet you they're going to forget that.
I hope not.
Well, they will at
I think
first,
we got some
and
pretty
then they'll
smart
learn.
kids.
So I have to bring down that 3. I have to. 4 goes into 3 once. 4 goes into 3 once. I know it does.
No, it doesn't.
4 goes into 3 once.
No, 4 cannot go into 3. You know what we should do? We should bring down another number.
Oh my gosh.
But then what goes there?
Good thing I'm just playing like I don't know, because I know how to fix this problem.
Oh, okay.
4 cannot go into 3 because 3 is smaller, so how can I get 4 out of 3? I can't, but I have to make a choice, and that choice is 0. It will go into it 0 times.
Here's what sometimes happens. Students say, 4 can't go into 3, skip it and bring the next one down. No, I have to still ask, how many times can 4 go into 3? 4 can go into 3, 0 times. So always think about it and don't say, it won't work and skip it, because then you mess up your place value.
Yeah, and we talked about how bad that could be.
Right,
already.
so finish and then we'll talk about what would have happened if...
So you still have to do your mom, sister, and brother still. You just divided. So to do the mom, we would have to say 4 times 0 is 0. 3 minus 0 is 3. And now I'm back to my B, or bring down. So now, Miss Rutledge, you can bring down your 1. So here we can go again. 4 goes into 31. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is, I messed up on that one earlier.
24.
4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 8, 32. Too much. So it has to be 7. 4 times 7 was 28. And 31 minus 28 is going to be 3. And I have no more numbers to bring down. And I have 1 number above each digit in my dividend. So I believe we get to call this a remainder.
There we go, R3. Now let's talk about what would have happened had we messed up and that not been a 0. We would have went on and we would have gotten 1,000, or no, we would have had 1, 3, 7, and then with an R3, and we would have been way off. Again, like Ms. Roy said, I would rather have $1,307 than 137. So we've got to make sure we put that 0 there. So again, ask yourself, how many times will 4 go into 3? It will go in 0 times, not it can't go in.
Okay? All right. We have a teacher question for you to try out. It's going to require you to do the quotients with zeros, so if you are kind of stuck, make sure you review question number 3 for your teacher questions.